Hey guys, I wanted to make a video about debate jargon, about all the words in debate that are very debate specific, that make debaters sound smart. And I want you to be able to watch this video so you can use the jargon to sound smart yourself. So that's what this video is going to be. It's going to be a rapid fire machine gun explanation, a bunch of debate words and what they mean. Okay, so strap in your seatbelts and let's get started. First word, comparative. A comparative is why one side of the world is different from the other side of the world. And a comparative is comparing two different worlds from proposition and opposition, government and opposition, and why they're different. Delta, it is the degree of change that is occurring due to a debate motion or degree of change between prop and op. Counterfactual. A counterfactual is a world that doesn't exist, but a world that would exist if you made a change or something else was different. Status quo. It's what the world looks like right now. FIAT. FIAT is the amount of power that the government has to make a change. Model. Model is the rules surrounding a policy or an action that you want to take and the specifics of how that action actually takes place. Countermodel. A countermodel is just a model made by the opposition that is different than what proposition is proposing. Weighing. It's comparing X and Y and saying why one of these things is more important than the other thing. Mechanism. A step-by-step process to why a premise or claim is true. Signposting, telling the judges what you are going to say before you say it. Premise, the main claim that your idea is based on. Assertion, it is an idea that doesn't have sufficient evidence or isn't given a sufficient evidence. Deadlock, when due to competing analysis, X and Y are too difficult for judges to adjudicate between. Intuitive, just a claim or a premise that is really easy for the judge to believe. Adjudicate just means to judge. Metrics, categories through which debates should be judged. Principle, an idea or arguments that are grounded within ethics and morality. Practical, an argument that is grounded in utilitarian framework. An illustration, a hypothetical example that is kind of visual that proves a point. Intuition pump, a hypothetical example but is more grounded within principles. OA, when the adjudicator or the judge tells you why you won or you lost. Subpoint, an argument within a larger argument. Derivative, this is a BP term, but basically when you're at the bottom half of a debate and you're saying the same thing that the top half said. Shallow, when the debate doesn't really go that deep. That's why it's shallow. Even if, taking the other team's idea to be true, why do you still win? That's even if. Scale typically refers to when an argument affects a large amount of people. Scope, same thing as scale. Severity, the depth to how much people are affected. Contingent, it's when one idea's analysis needs the analysis of another argument. Prerequisite, when something is needed for another thing. So the prerequisite to me living is me drinking water. Path to victory. It is the strategy that the debater will take to win the debate. So this is my path to victory, blah, blah, blah. Mutually exclusive. This is the idea that one claim is only going to happen on one side of the debate. Exclusive. It's the same thing as mutually exclusive. It's exclusive. It only happens on one side of the debate. Clash is a main idea that both sides of the debate disagree on. Mitigation. When you take down the importance or the truth of a claim, but when you mitigate something, you're not fully getting rid of the idea, you're just making it smaller. Solvency, it's showing that you're able to solve a problem. If you have a lot of solvency, that means you're solving it a lot. Marginal, not a big change. Framing, it's explaining what the world looks like and explaining what certain characteristics of certain actors or people or places are. Implicit, it's basically not saying outright, but it's obvious from the context. Externality, it is the unintended consequence of an action. Straw man, it's when they misrepresent your idea and say it's another idea. Oh, we'll do the acronyms now. WLD, Western Liberal Democracies. Basically, rich countries in the West, or just rich first world countries in general. WLD, Western Liberal Democracies. GDP, gross domestic product. It is the sum of however much products and services are made and sold in a given year. HDI, Human Development Index. It's basically how nice it is to live in a place. SOE is a state-owned enterprise. It is companies that are owned by the state. SME, small and medium enterprises. These are smaller companies. NMC, multinational corporations. These are companies like Nike and Apple, big companies around the world. Race to the bottom. It's when all of the different companies are racing towards lowering their costs so that they can be more competitive with each other. Political capital. It is how much ability and power you have as an actor to advocate for change. Backlash. It's when you try to make a change, but other people attack you for that change. Birth lottery. It's basically how lucky or unlucky you are for being born. So born to a rich family or a poor family. Birth lottery. Coercion. It's when you've kind of forced someone to do something, but you don't actually force them outright. Slippery slope. It's like when you make an action or a change, but then it makes it more likely for the next more extreme change to happen. So for example, if I ban smoking, then it's a slippery slope because maybe because I ban smoking, I will next ban junk food. Slippery slope. Economy of scale. It's when you have a bigger factory, therefore you can make things for cheaper. Or you buy more at bulk, therefore you can buy more at cheaper. Basically, economy of scale is when you can make the production process of a product cheaper because you're making so much of it. Here are some rules of debate words. Tab, it's the place where the results and the draws are kept. It's where you can check to see where your speaker scores are, if you lost or you won, or who you're facing. Draw, it's who you're debating against, what room you're in, and if you're proposition and opposition. The draw shows you all of that. CA, chief adjudicators. These people make the motions. Break, or the break, is the number of teams that go from the group stage, the pool stage, to the semifinals or the quarterfinals or whatever finals is happening. Here are some language categories. EPL, English as a primary language. This is like me because I lived in Canada most of my life. ESL, English as a second language. So this is like people who go to international school. Panelist, these are judges who are not the main judge in the room. They're side judges. Chair, this is the main judge. Swing, swing teams are not technically part of the tournament, but they're there just in case there's an odd number of teams and there's a team, there needs to be a debate anyways. They're filling in for teams that are missing. Okay, I'm sure I missed a ton of debate jargon. Oh, there's so much, and I'm sure I mispronounced. I'm sure a lot of these things, a lot of this jargon needs more explanation. But this is a good starting list. Get into understanding jargon in debate. The more of these you know, the more smart you feel. I don't think it actually makes you smarter. So here's my first jargon list. I'll try to add more as we go. Maybe we'll have jargon list number 2 or 3 and things like that. But if you enjoyed this video, let me know and I'll make more.